In this video, we are discussing 6 lenses, 3 of which are top-of-the-line best Nikon has to offer, and also their more reasonably priced siblings. I have officially tested all of the probably Tamron made but Nikon branded. Let me clear that up, by the way. These are very, very similar to Tamron designs, but Nikon has branded them. There's some kind of partnership there, and I'm fine with it. Anyway, I've tested all of the lenses in this budget-friendly Trinity. They are all f2.8s, and they are the 17-28, 28-75, and 70-180. As far as the top-tier Nikon Trinity goes, I've owned them all in the past, and pretty early on in my journey with the Z-mount system. And it's the 14-24, 24-70, and 70-200, all S-line lenses. I used to do a lot of work with that Trinity before I dedicated all of my photography efforts to YouTube for way less money. So subscribe, share, and consider joining the channel. If you're considering picking up any of these lenses for yourself, I hope you'll consider the link in the description. I get a 2% commission if you do. Obviously, there are going to be large differences in price between all of these lenses, and just in case you're in a hurry, I'll save you some time. None of the cost-effective options beat the S-line options. No surprise. In fact, I would say for all of them, if you have the money that you're willing to part with, always go the S-line version because they really are just that good. Nonetheless, we are going to talk price today, as well as basic design specs, and talk briefly about each of these 6 lenses, and then lay out how they really compare in my own scoring system, which you can see at zwadephoto.com/theopticexplorer, and the scores are subject to change over time, so make sure you check back regularly. For price, the 17-28 comes in at $1,200, and it has 13 elements and 11 groups, 2 of which are ED, 1 which is Super ED, and 3 that are aspherical, and Nikon doesn't list any coatings. The S-line, on the other hand, comes in around $2,500, and it has 16 elements and 11 groups, 4 of which are ED, and 3 of which are aspherical, and it gets fluorine, Arneo, Nano Crystal Coat, and Super Integrated coating. The 17-28 f2.8 gets a 2 in sharpness, a 2 in contrast, a 2 in color saturation, a 2 in black and white ability, a 2 in versatility, a 2 in build quality, a 2 in bagability, 2 in overall image quality, 2 in value for money, and no special look bonus, for an overall score of 18 points. The 14-24 f2.8s gets a 3 in sharpness, a 3 in contrast, a 2 in color saturation, a 3 in black and white ability, 2 in versatility, 3 in build quality, 2 in bagability, 3 in overall image quality, 2 in value for money, and the special look bonus of 2 for an overall score of 25 points. My opinion on the 17-28 is that out of the cost-effective Trinity lenses, is that this one was the most fun for me to use out of the 3. I love wide-angle stuff, portraits included anyway. And another interesting note about the 17-28 is that out of the 3 cost-effective Trinity lenses, it was the only one that achieved a black and white ability score over 1. The versatility does suffer a little bit inherently because wide-angle lenses aren't as useful, in my opinion, as like a mid-range or a telephoto zoom. Also, the value for money is kind of tough because there is an S-line 14-30 f4. 14mm is kind of necessary in some genres, and the prices of those 2 lenses are really, really close. The 14-30 f4s gets a 3 in sharpness, a 2 in contrast, a 2 in color saturation, a 2 in black and white ability, a 2 in versatility, a 3 in bagability, a 3 in build quality, a 2 in overall image quality, a 3 in valued for money, and no special look bonus, for an overall score of 22 points. The 14-24 S-line, I always say to people considering it, is I don't know how Nikon did it, but this lens is rad. Yes, super expensive, but this lens really is sorcery. It absolutely slaughters the 17-28 and my point system because it basically fires on all cylinders. It really does have a magical rendering that just can't be touched by any other wide zoom. It seriously renders closer to a prime lens than any wide lens zoom before. It's really an insanely awesome lens, as indicated by its special look bonus, and those special points are only awarded to a few lenses in my point system. The 28-75 comes in at $1,200 with its 15 elements and 12 groups, 1 of which is ED, 1 that is Super ED, and 3 that are aspherical. Nikon doesn't list any coatings. You know, revisiting some of these lenses that I tested a really long time ago, I feel like I'm either learning for the first time or relearning that Nikon's coatings in general are just that much more of a premium offering, because I swore at the very least super integrated was like on all of them, but that's not the case at all. The 24-70 f2.8s is a wallet-exploding $2,400 with its 17 elements and 15 groups, and it gets our Nano Crystal, fluorine, and super integrated coatings. The 28-75 f2.8 gets a 2 in sharpness, 2 in contrast, 2 in color saturation, 1 in black and white ability, 3 in versatility, 2 in build quality, 2 in bagability, 2 in overall image quality, 3 in value for money, and no special look bonus for a total score of 19 points. The 24-70 f2.8s gets a 3 in sharpness, a 3 in contrast, a 3 in color saturation, a 2 in black and white ability, a 3 in versatility, a 2 in build quality, a 2 in bagability, a rare overall image quality of 4, a 2 in value for money, and a rare special look bonus of 2, for an overall score of 26 points. So the 28-75, I recall not being as impressed while I was reviewing it, but I've kind of warmed up to it more as I've tested more Z-mount lenses. Even though the 17-28 is more fun, this one is definitely more business. Mid-range zooms are like the bread and butter for most high-paying photography jobs, so investing in a new photography business doesn't really get much better than this. Had bad performance in black and white ability, but overall very middle of the road optically. Not bad, not stellar. The value for money as I was scripting this video was a 3 because of earning potential that is there with this lens, but I changed it to a 2 because there is a 24-70 f4 S-line lens that kills this lens optically with a score of 23. The 24-70 f4s gets a 3 in sharpness, a 3 in contrast, a 3 in color saturation, a 2 in black and white ability, a 2 in versatility, a 2 in build quality, a 3 in bagability, a 3 in overall image quality, a 3 in value for money, and no special look bonus for a total score of 23 points. The price of that lens is also $200 cheaper, if you're okay with an f4. You also find used, like new, or brand new copies of the f4 for like $300 or $400 only, because it comes as a kit lens for multiple Z-mount cameras, and it's just way better than a kit lens should be, but used markets are absolutely filthy with this lens for like no money. Neither of those lenses, however, can even sniff the flowery toot of the 24-70 f2.8s. That lens is out of this world. I got that lens early on in the Z-mount system. In fact, I think it was maybe the second lens I got for my Z6. At that time, I would have sworn that I was looking at a prime lens rendering. Now, that was early in the Z-mount days, and my eyes were still adjusted to what you get out of f-mount lenses, and so I was tuned to f-mount qualities. The Z-mount primes are indeed that much sharper, but nonetheless, it has the secret sauce, earning it a special look bonus and overall image quality of 4. It's not the best Z lens in black and white ability. There are many level 3 B&W lenses on my list, but just some small technicalities keep it from being a perfect score across the board. Those technicalities are, I find it, a hair overpriced, and I absolutely hate externally zooming lenses. The 70-180 comes in at $1,250 with, again, no coatings listed, but it has 19 elements and 14 groups, 5 of which are ED, 1 of which is super ED, and 3 of which are aspherical. The S-line 70-200 VR is a staggering $2,700 with a massive lens design that includes super integrated coating, Nano Crystal Coat, fluorine or Neo Coat, and it has 21 elements and 18 groups, of which 1 is fluorite, which I don't see a lot in any of the other lenses. I can't recall any lenses that a fluorite element is in, but 2 others are aspherical and 6 are ED. The 70-180 f2.8 gets a 2 in sharpness, a 2 in contrast, a 2 in color saturation, a 1 in black and white ability, a 2 in versatility, a 2 in build quality, a 2 in bagability, 2 in overall image quality, 2 in value for money, and no special look bonus for a total score of 17 points. The 70-200 f2.8 VRS gets a 3 in sharpness, a 2 in contrast, a 2 in color saturation, a 2 in black and white ability, a 3 in versatility, a 3 in build quality, a 1 in bagability, a 3 in overall image quality, a 2 in value for money, and no special look bonus for a total score of 21 points. The 70-180 is the most recent test, so it's actually the most fresh in my mind. Really kind of middle of the road optically, with red saturation that's not really falling in line with other Nikon lenses, which are generally really rich red. And this one has kind of an orange-red kind of look to it, which is totally fine. It's just an interesting observation. There aren't really any of the bells and whistles like internal zoom found on the Big Brother, or any kind of function buttons, again, like the 70-200 has. All of those I would consider fair compromises for being so outrageously less expensive than the S-line. It fits right in with the other members of the cost-effective Trinity. The 70-200 f2.8s is an interesting one. I go back and forth in contrast, where it's currently sitting at a 2, but sometimes it's a 3. It got the lowest score of the S-line Trinity, although it's not a bad score necessarily. Bagability, I've never been able to decide whether it's acceptable all things considered, or if it's to be expected, or if I just stick with the fact that I find long lenses more awkward than fat lenses to store personally. I always found this lens to be a little meh compared to other S-line lenses. It's just kind of boring, like it renders good, but it's just like boring, it's not inspiring. For the S-line Trinity, it's the only one that doesn't get a special look bonus or overall IQ extra point. There are some things that are undeniable though. It's wicked sharp and wicked fast. This lens is a staple if you're making big money with big ticket jobs like weddings. It's a money-making mofo, especially paired with the 24-70 f2.8s. It's also robust and feels really well made. With those basic things receiving top marks, that is why I say it's Nikon's fastest, sharpest 70-200 ever. It just doesn't inspire me. It's just a tool, the best tool for the job that it does. But again, it's just a tool, it's not exciting. But concluding with the 70-200 f2.8s, I have always and still to this day believe it is still a little bit overpriced. Optically, it's $2,500. So the S-line lenses 100% are exactly the definition of top of the line. They come with the price they come with. You want the best? Nikon knows they're the best, so you deal with the price, and shockingly, you're okay with it because they feel and perform like the price tag associated with them suggests they should, more or less. If you're a pro, it's the option. If you want to be a pro someday, they are things to aspire to, maybe. But the probably Tamron made but Nikon branded, cost-effective f2.8 options are nothing to turn your nose up at. They all behave similarly. As you obtain one and then another, there is something familiar about each new piece, and together they have a familiarity, which is a nice feeling. They feel seamless. They feel like they are meant to be together. They really aren't bad optics at all, none of them. I have my favorites, and there is a best of the three, and thus a weakest as well, but these are not just cheaper lenses. They are a really nice place to start if you are going to start getting into events and other kinds of paid jobs, so you're not running around a wedding or chasing kids at a family shoot with a 50mm prime. And price-wise, I'll end with this. If you buy all three of each, the S-line lenses, $7,599.85. The cost-effective f2.8 lenses, $3,649.85. That leaves you with just shy of $4,000 to buy basically any f1.2 S-line prime you want and have money left over to complete an entire money-making kit that'll last for a nice part of your photography career. So the final thought is, the probably Tamron made but Nikon branded f2.8 Trinity of lenses are all winners in my book. I'm Z-Wade, the Z-Wade, and Z-Wade Photo. Stay sharp, YouTube.